Welcome back to The Real Story. We'd now like to continue some coverage of the deeply disturbing and highly revealing text messages that were recently released showing Jay Jones, the Democratic Party's candidate for Attorney General in Virginia, openly talking about shooting political opponent Todd Gilbert and saying that Gilbert and his wife are raising, and I quote, little fascists. So since those dark comments, which show that Jones is obviously a very troubled man, came to light, his position in the race for AG has dropped. While Jones was initially leading in the polls against the incumbent, Jason Miyares, recent polls have shown that Jones is not only losing support, but is also losing his leading spot. Now Miyares, echoing what everybody on earth was thinking about it, also posted this about it on his X account just last week. Watch.
How can we trust Jay Jones to prosecute an MS-13 gang member, knowing that he asked for an innocent Virginian to get 2 bullets to his head? How could Jay Jones ever be trusted to comfort a grieving mother who has lost a child to violence, knowing that he hoped that a child as young as 2 years old would die in Jennifer's arms? How can we trust Jay Jones to ever work with our law enforcement heroes, knowing that he said to a colleague that he hoped cops would die? Why? Because in his own words, it is only through pain that change occurs. Virginians, we could do so much better.
Wow. But despite this glaringly obvious point, some people out there still support Jones. And our next guest today might shock you with who they are. So here with more and his insight is Corey DeAngelis, Senior Fellow at the American Culture Project. Corey, thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Riley.
So we have Jay Jones here, openly fantasizing about violence. Couple that with what we saw at the No King's Day protests, with people mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It brings me naturally to my first and most important question for you. What has become of the Democratic Party?
I mean, it's vote blue no matter who. I mean, they've gotten so insane that they've gotten to the point that they're still backing a person who basically fantasized about shooting his political opponent and wished death upon his children.
Yes.
And they're in bed with the teachers union. You look at what happens with the Virginia Education Association. They're still refusing to pull their endorsement of Jay 2 Bullets Jones. And they are the state affiliate of the largest teachers union in the country, the National Education Association, which passed resolutions at their annual convention in Portland, Oregon this past summer, calling President Trump a fascist. Other resolutions that read more like a declaration of war on the Trump administration that had nothing to do with education. So, I mean, it's just crazy. You basically have a person being supported by the individuals who are supposed to be responsible for taking care of children throughout the school day.
Yes.
He wished death upon children of Republicans. And so how could any conservative parent or independent parent or rational Democrat parent continue to support someone like Jay Jones? And how could they continue to support the Virginia Education Association? If you're a conservative teacher, is it incumbent upon you now to leave that union, stop funding these monsters,
yes,
and join alternatives like the Teacher Freedom Alliance, who can give you free liability insurance so that you can stop funding your political opponents and just these insane people who are calling for violence and they're still in the race? Jay Jones needs to drop out. He needs to listen to the statement that was just put out by the Fraternal Order of Police.
Yes.
They said that he is unfit to serve and that he needs to drop out immediately and withdraw.